En bij Colin Blunstone. En hij mag ze gewoon gaan interviewen.
Gerard is er ook bij.
En Gerard is erbij voor als het helemaal fout gaat, Freek. Freek, zijn er nog zenuwen of denk je, nou, daar kom ik wel uit?
Ja, er zijn wel zenuwen, ja.
Ja, ik vind het goed. Ik vind het dapper. Ik heb groot respect voor je en heb je nog niet één vraag gesteld.
Freek niet van een briefje lezen, hè? Dat is heel raar voor een artiest.
Dat doe ik natuurlijk ook niet.
Okay.
Nee.
Freek, als 15-jarige, een diepte-interview met de Zombies.
Yeah, well, Zombies, you have made several... I call you Rod and Colin. You have made several albums that became classics. So, and you have inspired much bands later. So, what do you think about that inspiration now in these years, these days?
Well, I think it's really brilliant for us to think that other bands have taken inspiration from us. Of course it is. It's very heartening. You know, we've had a very up and down career over the years. We've been playing now for 50 years. And I think it's one of the most heartening things to realize that there are many bands in the world that cite us as a major influence.
De Foo Fighters, onder andere, die hebben dingen, ja, precies. Ja, Freek, opletten, ook vragen naar welke band.
Yeah. So, do you know, can you call one more band that you think, when you listen to it now, you think, yeah, that's a bit us?
I always have trouble identifying where our influence is, but it happens all the time. I mean, even last week, there's a new UK band called the Vaccines.
Yes, Vaccines,
and they've just quoted Odyssey and Oracle as being their favourite album of all time. Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters, they've just covered one of the Odyssey and Oracle tracks on their new album, Medium Rare. This Will Be Our Year. It just happens all the time. And we're very grateful because it means that at many of our concerts, a lot of young people come along to see us as well because they constantly hear about us from, you know, all the young emerging artists that come out.
So at your concerts right now, you see like a new public and an old, yes.
Yeah, I mean, the old public as well, of course, and we don't care who we play to, but...
as long as there's someone.
As long as there's somebody there,
Yeah, so you're now again touring. I heard you're going to Japan, America.
On Tuesday, yeah.
Tuesday, yeah. Well, where do you see yourself in, I say, 10 years?
Well, I hope we'll have our first hit for quite a long time.
Not becoming a zombie. Dat is volgens mij...
Freek, hou de flow erin. Kom op.
Ja, ik hou de flow erin. You both also have played in a lot of bands and sometimes together, sometimes other people. Do you think right now that you together are the best combination?
I think personally, I mean, we've been together again in this incarnation for about 10 or 11 years. I think this is the best band I've ever played in. I honestly do. If you come and see us on stage, you'll hear a great band with a huge amount of energy on stage. And the only reason we do it is because we get such a buzz every night playing on stage with such a great band. Honestly, that's the truth.
That's the truth. So
Were there large ego clashes in the 70s? Colin, Rod, you know, I'm the genius of the band. No, I am. That large ego clashes in the 70s.
I mean, that was more in the 60s, but it wasn't really...
More in the 60s, not in the 70s.
It was not so much to do with ego and I'm the best and all that kind of... It was just little things. I mean, I remember probably the worst argument we ever had. We used to, in the original Zombies, we would share rooms. And... I wanted the TV on, and Rod wanted the TV off. It was in Chicago. And we just had a great, huge fight. And we actually fell on top of one of the beds in the room, and we snapped it in half. We snapped the bed in half.
How do you explain that?
Yes. And we glued it back together again, and we tied it up with string.
You never watch TV again together.
Het is jouw interview.
So now all those little tenses are over, and they're no more. So now you are like... Are you now on the best together?
Yeah, I think we are, yeah. And I think Colin's singing better than he ever sang. I think that we've just made a new album called Breathe Out, Breathe In that I think is the best thing we've done for years. And so we get the energy from creating new stuff, because if we just had to play our old stuff all the time, we go crazy. Although we love playing our old stuff, but we have to do it with new stuff too.
Yeah, so that's nice. That's nice. But you also do like total new things. I know, Rod, you made a classical album.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that something that in the future will also explore itself?
I don't know. I mean, we just have to see what happens. I made the classical album about 10 years ago, just before we got back together again. I had some time on my hands, and it was a labour of love, really. I just did it because it was something I really wanted to do. And I'm a self-taught piano player, and I thought I would love to play some of the pieces of classical music that I love the best, and I wondered if I could do it, so I just went ahead and did it, and I had a great time doing it, but we're working so hard. I mean, we're, at the moment, there's no time for anything else. We're going to Japan, we're going to America and Canada, onto a big tour of America and Canada. We're going to Israel, we're going to France, Germany.
Grijp in, Freek.
We're coming back here to Holland.
Freek,
We get the picture.
Gewoon iets met rock'n'roll en vrouwen. Zeg eens iets.
So, and still after is there still rock and roll right now in the band?
En vrouwen.
Groupies, rock and roll.
Tim Knol.
No. It's on stage. It is really rock and roll. Off stage, no group. There are certain limitations when you get to the autumn of your career. You have to realise your limitations. And for us to do 2 hours on stage,
Freek, er zijn pillen voor, zeg maar.
enough. That is enough.
Yeah, but you can get pills for that, like...
Listen, we'll talk about that afterwards, okay? You've obviously got contacts.
Yeah, okay,
Hey, Freekie,
that's cool. Yeah.
nog even nieuwsgierig. Is it a true story that when Santana had a hit record with She's Not There, that they always wanted you to play the guitar solo instead of the keyboards? They wanted to hear the Santana version, not the version of the Zombies.
Who wanted to hear the Santana version?
The audience.
The audience.
Oh, the audience?
Yeah.
No. We've never come across that. No.
Okay.
And I'll tell you what, there's a new version of She's Not There that was made last week by Nick Cave and Nico Case. And it was on a big American TV show called True Blood. And they named the whole episode She's Not There.
Okay.
And Nick Cave has done the new cover.
So you're happy with what happened to She's Not There?
Well, that sounds great. I mean, up to this point, and I think still my favourite cover is the Santana version. They were one of my favourite bands, and when they covered it, it was the first hit that they'd had in years, and that gave me so much pleasure because they were one of my favourite bands anyway. Wonderful version of She's Not There.
Okay.
But the Nick Cave version is very moody. It's really good.
Freek afronden en dat zien ook Tim Knol.
Well, last question. Have you ever bought anything on Telcel?
On Telcel?
Yeah, like a total shaper, that kind of thing.
A television shopping. What's that?
It's like a channel where you can buy
shopping.
things. Home shopping.
No. I can't say I have. I'm a Luddite when it comes to anything to do with TVs, credit cards, mobile phones, computers. I don't understand them. So otherwise, I would probably do it. But
I buy loads of stuff on Amazon, but not on television.
Okay.
Have you ever bought your own album?
No.
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 we've never had to.
Okay, thanks guys for being here.
Okay.